What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, we are doing a New York Jets training camp recap from this Tuesday afternoon. It was a strong day for the New York Jets defensive line. Practice got heated. We have some sound to play. So let's get it started with the dominant defensive line. That I thought was a big story from this Jets practice. It didn't seem to matter who or what team, whether it was the first, second, or third team units were out there. It was really, again, impressive showings for all of them. But the two names that stand out, Will McDonald and Solomon Thomas, both beat up on Morgan Moses in this practice. This is not a anti-Morgan Moses take. It's really giving some credit to Will McDonald and Solomon Thomas. I actually think Will McDonald's looked quite good this camp. I am happy with how he has played and participated, and I'm not the only one. His teammate Quincy Williams had some pretty high praise for the young player as well.
Man, he's taking a huge step. I'm very excited about him going against like other players and stuff. I mean, other teams and stuff like that, because I'm looking for that spin move for real. That thing look good for real. So I'm excited to see him go against somebody else. And then also I know for a fact we got one of those things where I can give him a hitch. I already know he gonna win, and then which means gonna call one-on-ones for Quincy, and I already know he gonna win. So I'm very excited about that one.
Quincy Williams is pretty funny with just that whole quote. Made me laugh. I love how he talks to the media. It's a really good time. He lets his personality show just like his brother. And for Will McDonald, once again, yeah, the guy is good. He does have a really good spin move. Why not? This is going back to what I've been saying here, but why not let the young pass rusher who is a little bit on the lighter side, but is really bendy and shifty, like let him do that. So that's a role. Players, there are role players for that exact kind of situation. Hassan Reddick came into the league at a very similar weight to what Will McDonald did. So why are they trying to get him to put on weight and play at 250? He should be playing at 235, 240. It's going to allow him to be screaming off the edge and get these sacks in these very late game situations and when you're trying to close out games. So I don't really get the criticism on that one, but it is what it is. For the New York Jets offensive line, I thought they looked pretty good as a run blocking unit today, but Rodgers was pretty consistently pressured today through, again, Morgan Moses on the right side of the line. I thought, he had some trouble at times, but just in general, he being Rodgers, was under a little bit of duress, and that's going to happen when you're going up against what is probably going to be a top, 5 defense in the NFL this upcoming season. They are expected to be very, very good, and some days through training camp, the offense is won, and other days the defense is won, and I would chalk this one up as a defensive day and not crazy concerned about it. Good news, Joe Tippmann had a solid day snapping the football. He was pretty consistent, no issues there, which is a good sign. Again, let him work through that. We'll see if in the joint practice against Washington on Thursday, if that peaks itself back in. But and then later on got in a scuffle and may have gotten banged up. He left and Wes Schweitzer came in and snapped a little bit, but he wasn't listed on Robert Saleh's injury report, so I'm not really all that concerned about it, but maybe something to keep an eye on in the next coming days here. On the injury front, Xavier Gipson and Tyron Smith both returned. Tyron did not do team stuff, but that's okay because Olu Fashanu was able to step in, and no surprise, the reason behind that is they are just trying to bring him back slowly, him being Tyron Smith, and he in Dallas last year pretty much never practiced during the week. He is someone who is going to be very limited in practices I'm talking regular season now. He's going to be limited in practices throughout the week. He'll show up on Sunday and be really damn good when he plays. He's going to also miss time. Sorry, he likely is. If he plays 12 games this year, I think that's a win. You sign up for that, and Olu gets a look at 5 games, and if Morgan Moses misses time, then maybe you get a look at him over there as well. But Tyron is going to be on this kind of schedule. They knew that when they signed him. That's why they were able to get him on a 1-year deal at that price. And for Xavier Gipson coming back, good news there. He's listed on the unofficial depth chart as the starting slot receiver. So keep an eye on him heading into training camp and preseason games. Practice got pretty chippy today. There was a big one where DJ Reed and Garrett Wilson were getting after it a little bit. Coach Sala had some thoughts on the chippy practice. Here's what he had to say.
We noticed it got a little chippy out there, and then you said something to the guys. It's kind of what was your message?
To be honest with you, getting chippy's fine. It was just getting a little. It's just being responsible to one another, and the chippiness. There's two types of fights. There's fights because you feel like the other guy is going too hard, which then you need to pick it up, and there's fights because it looks like you're being cheap, if that makes sense. Those are the ones that we want to avoid, but just overall, the overall message being that we got practice to finish, and just take care of one another, continue to compete, and continue to battle.
I like that. Getting chippy is fine. It's just being responsible to one another. You don't want to hurt anybody, especially your own teammates, but I understand the frustration. Like, it's hot. It happens at all levels in training camp. You're getting frustrated out there. You didn't like the shot that was taken against you, or whatever the case is, and it gets a little bit physical at times. And they're professionals, they're teammates. It's gonna be fine. Happens all the time. Glad there was no injuries out of it, and that's pretty much all that on the chippiness front. But I would imagine, based on, I don't know if you saw the clips coming out of the Giants and the Lions this week, I would expect things to get pretty chippy between the Jets and the Commanders on Thursday, so I'll be keeping a close eye on that. Lastly, Jamien Sherwood was really good again today. It was a good practice for CJ Mosley too, but Jamien Sherwood as his third linebacker, man, is really ascending this year. I'm excited to watch him in preseason games because, let's be honest, we're not going to see much, if any, of CJ Mosley and Quincy Williams. So Jamien Sherwood, Chaz Surratt, Sam Iguavoen, those are some names to watch in the linebacker group, and those guys have looked pretty good. The Jets have a hard, difficult decision to make with their 53-man roster. When they trim this thing down, there's going to be some names who've had good training camps or guys that you like that are unfortunately going to lose a job, but that just kind of goes to show you the state of the Jets roster, which I'm going to spin into a positive. So that's the biggest news and notes from training camp today. Let me know in the comments what you think of that. Once again, I am Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you guys next time.